You know, you just get to a stage of which you look in your wardrobe and you realise that you don't actually like any of the clothes that you've got left anymore. I feel like I'm there right now. So I've got these traffic lights outside my house, right? And I'm late at the best of times. And these lights are honestly the bane of my life. Like they just hold red, like all the time. They just stay red for literally about 15-20 minutes, and you just end up sitting it. I mean, I'm tempted to run it, to be honest, but you know what's going to happen. I'll run it and then there'll be a car. I honestly feel like I could do an entire YouTube video just with the amount of traffic lights that I hit on the way to the gym. But we're currently on the way to the gym. We're going to hit a push session now. Pre-workout is going in, of course, Optimum Nutrition. Absolutely love that. I'll sync that just before training. We're about to hit a push session, as I said, chest, shoulders and triceps today. Also going to chuck in a little bit of ab work as well. Right, hitting a push session today. But in today's video, what I want to talk about is what split I'm actually following at the moment, why I'm following that split, and what split I'd recommend for you. So we're going to get a session done today. We're at Absolute. Quality gym, to be fair, and they play good music, so happy days. Hopefully you can hear me all right. Yeah, let's go. Alright, so quick one on that. When people are doing their crunches, okay, rather than thinking about just slamming your face into the floor, you're going down with a straight back. The point of your crunch is that you actually flex your spine, okay, so you need to tense your abs. So when you're crunching down, think about pulling down in towards your knees, okay, so obviously when you're in that bottom position, have your elbows in, crunch your elbows down towards your knees, you'll be able to tense your abs a lot more. Having to go down the stairs because I've hit absolutely nowhere near my step target today, because I've been doing check-ins all day long, plus sorting out some other bits, but 5 flights of stairs to go should add to the step count. Lovely. Okay, so in today's video I mentioned that I was going to walk you through what I think the best training splits are and the current training split that I am actually working on. So starting off, my current goal is cutting down. Okay, so I'm currently preparing for a photo shoot at the moment. So training is pretty intense at the minute. Obviously cardio is dialed in. My nutrition is dialed in. That is probably the most important factor there. Now, when you are trying to map out what goal you are working towards, okay, this of course will help dictate what split you need to be working on as well. But a key thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're actually planning what workout split or what workout routine they need to be thinking about is actually what their lifestyle looks like. So you've got a goal in mind. Say for example, if you're building muscle or you want to drop body fat, okay, rather than asking what's the best split for that, what split can you actually commit to? Because regardless of what your goal is, the split doesn't necessarily have to change. And what I mean by that is you can be building up, you can be building muscle on a 3-day per week split, 4-day per week split, 5-day per week split, 6, or so on. Alternatively, you can be cutting down on 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and so on, okay? The most important factor is that you can actually stick to it. It's something that you can actually follow. So start there. If, for example, you are looking up, you're Googling, your YouTube videoing, and so on, what split are we working on, and they suggest
5 days per week, 6 days per week or something like that, but your lifestyle doesn't warrant that and you can't do it, then obviously that is not going to be the split for you. Anyway, the current split that I'm on at the moment and my personal preference is a 5 day per week split. All right, so at the moment, at the start of the week, Monday and Tuesday, I'm working on push and pull. So push being chest, shoulders, triceps, and I will do quads as well. And then my pull session will be the reverse of that, okay? So basically my backside, which is my back, my biceps, okay, my legs, my hamstrings, and my glutes. From there, I'll go on to a rest day. So Wednesday is always a rest day for me, but on these days, I might be doing like an active recovery day. So I might go for a run, I might just go for a walk, I might actually have a complete rest day off. I've started getting into swimming a lot recently. So I'm going swimming in the evenings, followed by a spa after that. Bliss for the little midweek check-in with yourself sort of time. That's blissful and that's working well for me at the minute. But anyway, so that's my rest day on Wednesday. And then following that, I then do a push-pull legs setup. Okay, so push-pull legs is a very common split that people follow, but mine's a little bit of a mixture because it's obviously a 5 day per week split. So on Thursday, I will do a push session again. So it's upper body focused, okay? Friday, I will do my pull session again, which will be upper body. And then Saturday, I will train my legs. And then Sunday, again, I will have as a complete rest. Day of recovery, I'll go out, I'll do something fun, I'll see friends, I'll go to a social occasion. Sunday is a rest day. That works really, really well for me because I personally find that when you have 2 days on, 1 day off to recover, you can push those 2 days much harder. Whereas for me personally, I've trained for a long period of time now and I've done basically every split there is to do. I find 6 days per week, I struggle with recovery. I know a lot of people that train 6 days per week and that's absolutely fine. But I see a lot of progress on training 5 days per week because I can train harder on the days that I'm actually in. Now, going back to my point about what split you should be following, this is completely determined on what your schedule actually looks like. So if you are currently training throughout the week though, what I would suggest is either a 4 to a 6 day per week split. Okay, again, working on preference. If you're working a 4 day per week split, I would go with 2 main options. Option number 1 is going to be an upper lower split. Now with that, of course, as it says on the tin, you've got upper body first, followed by lower body. So Monday will be upper body, Tuesday will be lower body, Wednesday you will rest or you will have an active recovery day. You'll do some mobility, you'll do some stretching, you'll do some ab work, maybe you'll do some cardio, or just have it as a rest day. Coming round to then Thursday and Friday, again, you will then repeat that. So you would do upper body, lower body, and then on the weekend, again, you can have an active recovery or you can just have the weekend off. Rolling round to the second option of that is something called a cross body split. Now, when you hear of push-pull, okay, of course, that means all of your pushing exercises and all of your pulling exercises. A cross body split is a mixture of the two. So for example, on Monday, you might do upper body push, okay? So you're working in the front plane, you're working push with your lower body pulling exercises. And the benefit with that is that there's no crossover with what it is that you're doing, okay? So when you are then coming around to Tuesday, you will then do the reverse of that. So you will do upper body pulling exercises, so all of your back and your biceps as well. And then you'll pair that with lower body pushing exercises, so your quads. This split works so well. I've run it for a long period of time. I've had a lot of the guys that have gone through our program on it. They have progressed very, very well. They've achieved some of the transformations that you've seen on our Instagram page. This works so, so well. So you'll rest again on Wednesday and then you'll come back around and repeat that on Thursday and Friday as well. So you do upper body push with lower body pull. And then on Friday, you will do upper body pull with lower body push. That's really hard to say. That's going to be the 4 day per week split. Coming on to the 5 day per week split, I do have a favorite for this one, and it is the current setup that I am on. So it will be a push, pull, followed by a rest, and then follow that by push, pull legs on the back end. Okay, so you do 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, and then you repeat that week on that cycle. Another alternative that you could do to that is an upper lower setup at the start of the week. So Monday and Tuesday, you will run upper lower, and then at the back end of the week, you could do push-pull legs again. Alternatively to that, you could go upper lower, and then from there you can go chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs, following Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you can see there's lots of different ways that you can mix it up, okay? Now this purely comes down to your preference. When setting up the split that you want to be on, You need to actually be able to enjoy it, enjoy your training, because whatever split you enjoy, it doesn't matter what your goal is, okay? So rather than searching what's the best split, it doesn't matter. What split do you enjoy? Because the goal will then be dictated off of what you do on that split, okay? So are you doing strength work within the session? What are you doing with your nutrition? Are you factoring in a calorie surplus? Are you going into a calorie deficit if you're building or if you're cutting? That is what is going to dictate your outcome, not necessarily what split you are on. So that's just a little run through of some different splits, okay? Now, on the 6 day per week split, this of course has got a few limitations. However, there are a couple of options for you. The only limitations with that would be recovery, okay? So manage your recovery. How do you feel if you're training 6 days per week? Are you shattered? Can you carry on doing that on a consistent basis week to week? Now, a lot of people follow a push-pull leg split, and then they'll circulate that twice in the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be push-pull legs, Thursday, and then they'll just circle straight back onto that with no rest day in between, okay? Working the push-pull leg split it is a great split. And if you enjoy it, then fantastic, run it, okay? And see how you feel on that. See if you can push for progress. No matter what split you're actually following, the biggest metrics that you want to follow is progression, is strength progression. Are you getting better at the movements? Are you getting stronger at the movements? If not, then it doesn't matter what split you're on, you're going to limit yourself to the progress that you're making. Okay, so whether you train 3 days per week, 4 days per week, 5 days per week, or 6 days per week, if you're making progress, fantastic, keep going. If you feel good, fantastic, keep going. If you're not progressing, or you sometimes don't feel good, or you're sometimes inconsistent to the split that you're following, your split needs to change, because you need to be on one that is better suited to your lifestyle and better suited to your recovery rate. Right, so I want to round this one up, okay, because I've gone through a lot of waffle there, and I know some videos can be like that, but what I do want to come through with is some actual recommendations of what I would suggest for you. Obviously, I don't know your circumstances, but this is what we most commonly run with our clients who progress very, very well. It's either a 4 day per week split or a 5 day per week split. If they're running a 4 day per week split, we will do a cross-body split, like what I explained earlier. If they're going to do a 5 day per week split, it will be push-pull, rest, push-pull legs. Because with both of those, you allow enough recovery times in the week for you actually to recover from your training, okay? So your muscle can build, your muscle can actually develop, and then your performance is high because you're not flagging, your central nervous system is not burnt out, and that you can actually turn up to the sessions and continuously see progress. Of course, if you've got any questions on what split you should be on due to your actual circumstance, please feel free to fire a message on my Instagram. I'll leave the link in my bio. Give me a little bit more of a run through of your current situation, because then with that, I can then obviously come through with what I'd suggest for you a little bit more specifically.
So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you took some value from it. I realized that I didn't actually wrap up the video, and it is now Friday night, and I'm just about to make my way to the gym to go and finish my last session for the week. But I wanted to wrap up that video. As I said, I hope you took some value from it. I'm looking to bring a lot more videos to this channel, so I'd appreciate if you can, of course, like and subscribe, as they say, and I will catch you in the next one.